Hey guys, it's Michelle from Cozyegg, and this is episode 44. Today is Monday, November 13th, 2017, and I'm going to try to record this quickly. I'm super sick, but I had time to record tonight, so I wanted to just go ahead and do it. So please excuse any of that goes on. But that's why I sound like I've smoked about 45 cigars before starting to record. So, my hair may also possibly be in a scrunchie. Just putting it out there. Okay. I have a couple of videos that I shot before I went out of town for a week for work. So I'm hoping that I can put those at the beginning of this video, and then this will be kind of everything since. So you probably have already seen kind of my first part of Dark October recap, what I did, what I worked on, etc. Kind of the last part of October. And then I think I filmed a little bit the first night I got into Baltimore. So, what's happened since then? I was in Baltimore for a week for work. I got there on Sunday, and on Tuesday, I was sick. So, I'm not somebody that gets sick very often. I get sick really infrequently. But I think it was just a combination of stress and lots of lack of sleep and all of that trying to get ready for this big go live that we had. So go live went well, but yeah, I think it just caught up with me. So my big plans of stitching a lot while I was sitting in a hotel in Baltimore did not materialize. Kind of like my big plans for Dark October and starting a whole bunch of new things and working on a whole bunch of stuff did not materialize. So I feel like Dark October for me this year was kind of an epic fail. There were several things that went on that just did not set me up for what I had intended to do in October. And I talked about that a little bit in, the other video. So, the other clip. So, in light of that, I am in some way extending Dark October a little bit, but then I'm also trying to kind of think about what I want to do through the end of the year. I had big, huge plans that I wanted to start working on for the beginning of next year. And honestly, at this point, here's where I'm at right now, just kind of overall. I love planning and I love spreadsheets and I love, setting myself up for goals, and here's what I want to get done, and I want to focus on these things, and all of that. But at this point, I really just kind of want to work on some stuff that I just enjoy stitching. And so I'm trying to allow myself the grace to just do that. I really want to get Mystery 9 done by the end of the year. That may or may not happen, because right now I want to stitch on some fall stuff, and I want to maybe stitch on some Christmas stuff. I might want to stitch on some dark October-y kind of stuff. I don't know. I'm just not feeling it. There's a whole lot that I'm not feeling right now. So, and one of the things that I was trying to do during Dark October was work on my piece that I designed and starting to do the model stitching for that. The first piece I designed. So I ran into some issues with it. I think some of it was my eyes, some of it was the fabric, some of it is the threads that I chose. And so it's gonna have to, basically it's in timeout at the moment, because I need some focused attention to kind of figure out what I need to do to get it where I want it to be. And I don't want to kind of half-ass something and throw it out there. So I so appreciate all of you that are supportive and excited about me designing. I'm excited about it too. But I want to make sure that the first piece that I put out is really what I want it to be. So it's just going to take me a little bit of time to have the wherewithal and brain power to set aside some time and really just look at it. And I just don't have that right now. So that's where I'm at. I did watch some Flosstube while I was in the hotel room, which was nice because I haven't watched Flosstube in forever. So it was good to do some of that. So let me show you what I've been working on. Actually, let me go to this other thing first. So I did work on Mystery 9 some while I was in the hotel. I did not nearly get anything close to what I had hoped to accomplish then. So let's just put that out there right now. I stitched kind of Sunday night, Monday night. Monday night I ordered room service, and I just, was kind of on my own that night, which was fine. And then of course Tuesday I woke up sick. And Tuesday night we, went out to dinner. It was a late night. Wednesday I was even sicker. And it was another let's go out and have drinks and a big dinner, and it was another late night. Thursday, we cut out early. I went back to the hotel and basically got in bed and slept. I say slept, but I didn't really sleep. From 4:30 until 6:30 the next morning. So 4:30 p.m. to 6:30 a.m. if that tells you anything. And then Friday I flew back. So I really only stitched the first couple of nights. But that's okay. I got 2 nights of stitching in, so. So here is where I'm at. And I did take this off the Q-snap because I had to get it off the Q-snap to bring it home. Because this went in my carry-on. My Q-snap went in my checked bag. So, and this is kind of loosey-goosey, so let's see how I can show you what I worked on. So I did finish all of that bronze, and then I started with the eyelets, and I got down to I've got 2 more to do right here, and then the top part's done. No eyelets on the bottom, so that's where I'm at. And that's it. That's all I got done. But that's okay. I think I am going to continue to put this on my Q-snap instead of trying to put it back on that stupid scroll rod, because even with not having all 3 sides clamped, or not having all 4 sides clamped and just having 3, it was still tighter than it was on that stupid thing. So I may or may not work on that some more. We'll see. We'll see. So then I got home Friday. I didn't stitch Friday. I didn't stitch Saturday. I did stitch last night. And so I decided to pull out my Dracula book cover, and I worked on it a little bit. And so just to remind you which one this is, it's this one. So this was my Halloween night start, and I'm doing it on this Gondor linen. And a very sweet person messaged me last week and asked about this because she had seen it on my video and on Instagram, and asked about the fabric and where she could get it. So just for everyone's benefit, so this linen is made by Gondor, which is a specific company. I believe they are a German company. My friend Sylvia went to their factory or their warehouse or whatever it is, and bought me several pieces of Gondor. This was actually it was like a 4-pack basically, and all of the pieces are kind of, we tried to jump on the table and didn't make it. Are you okay? Are you okay? Come on. Come here. Are you okay? You okay? All right. 8.5 by 11 size-ish pieces, and one was white, one was kind of just a beigey neutral, one is this red, and then I have a green. And I think these are all 40 count, maybe. I am too lazy to actually count it out and figure that out, but I think they might be 40. So, unfortunately, I was reading on Sampler World, or one of the Sampler Facebook groups recently, and it looks like perhaps the owner, Mr. Gondor, recently passed away or was in very ill health, and basically they had to close it down. So that is a huge shame, because it is really lovely, lovely linen to stitch on. My His Eyes on the Sparrow is also on Gondor linen. I think it's a 48 count, maybe. And it's a beautiful piece of linen as well. So, unfortunately, I don't think you can get this. Sorry. But I stitched on it a little bit more, and I've basically just kind of been working my way down here. I did show you in my video that I had, I was messed up here on a stitch. I actually figured out that I just needed to add an extra stitch to the second row, and then add some extra stitches kind of down that side, and then I was fine. So luckily I did not have to rip out, and I'm glad I figured that out before I ripped out. So I've been working on this. Well, I worked on it last night, and then I'll probably work on it tonight for Dark 13 stitching, and then we'll kind of see where I'm at. I'm enjoying just stitching the black. I mean, it's just sort of making it easy. I don't have to think about it too much. I am stitching this with black DMC, so 310, and I'm using 8. So when I picked this up last night, I couldn't remember if I was using 2 strands or 1. So I tried it with 2, and then I was like, no, it's not 2. So 1 strand over 2, which is why I think it's 40 count, just because of the coverage. But I'm enjoying just stitching on this, probably just because it's black and I don't have to think a whole lot. So I will probably work on that a little bit more tonight for Dark 13, and then we'll see where the wind blows. And I did mention that I started reading The Drawing of the Three. So I took this with me on my trip. I started it on the plane out there, read on the plane back, and I'm right there, so I'm a little more than halfway, I'd say. And it looks like I have receipts in here, so I probably need to pull those out and do my expense report. So anyway, you don't care about that. So I am very much enjoying this. I'm glad that I'm rereading, because I didn't remember this book hardly at all except for the lobster things. So I'm super glad that I'm rereading this and enjoying it. I'll just continue on with that, I think, when I have time to read. So I think the only other thing I wanted to share is that a couple videos ago I talked about, the kind of my nighttime ritual where I go and I look at Thread in Hand and read her post for the day, and I go and I read Spinster Stitcher. So either right before I left or while I was gone, I think it was right before I left, Thread in Hand, Amy, basically said that she was not going to blog anymore. And so I'm super sad about that. And she did mention that one of the Flosstubers that she really enjoys and loves had decided to stop filming. And I'm assuming I know who she's talking about, because just recently, is it Sherry Burkett announced that she was not going to be doing videos anymore, and I completely respect that. I mean, it's, you have to do it because you enjoy doing it. That's really all there is to it. But it's certainly sad to see people that you really enjoy seeing updates from regularly not posting on social media anymore. So, that's just a selfish, I want to see what you're working on kind of thing. So anyway, that's just been a little bit sad for me. I keep hoping, like every day I keep hoping that maybe she'll change her mind and decide to post again. But anyway, so things are okay here. Just this. And like I said, I'm kind of at that place right now that I just sort of feel like I'm just going to stitch on whatever I feel like stitching on. I just don't have the energy or the wherewithal to try to come up with all these plans and hit these goals and, just all of that. I'd love to see Mystery 9 finished by the end of the year, but that may or may not happen, because I may or may not feel like working on it. So actually getting it out just now made me feel like, okay, yeah, maybe I want to work on it. So we'll see. But I gotta get over being sick first. So that's where I'm at. That's what I'm doing. And I know some of you have left some comments that I need to respond to. I appreciate it. I'm sorry I'm so behind on all of that. And if I have promised you that I was going to send you something or email you something or whatever, I apologize. It is probably still on my radar, and I probably still know that I owe it to you. But if you feel like giving me a little reminder, that would also be appreciated. So, okay. That's all I got. I'm going to see if I can watch the rest of Emily's video. I started watching it while I had lunch today, and now I want to watch the rest of it. I might stitch on my book cover a little bit, my Dracula. And then we're just going to take it one day at a time. So, you made it that time. Not show everything that we need to show here. Shall we? My apologies for that up close and personal. I may have to edit that out. So anyway, I want to say that I am grateful for a couple of things. So yesterday was Veterans Day. I appreciate all of the posts and all of the photos of people posting veterans that they know and love, and we thank them for their service. And I'm truly grateful for all of those that have served or are serving in our military. And you know, it got me missing my dad yesterday, but so I'm super grateful for that. I am super grateful for the people that take a moment on Veterans Day to acknowledge that. So, and otherwise, I'm just grateful to be home. So it was a good trip. It was a successful trip, but I was glad to get home, and hopefully now I can get over this. So, all right. Well, I will be recording again soon. We'll see what strikes my fancy as far as what I end up stitching on. And thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing and liking and commenting and all of those things. I so appreciate it. Just really, really, truly appreciate it. And all of you that, you know, whenever there's a thread on Stitch Mania or something and somebody says, you know, recommend some Flosstube videos to me, I always appreciate those of you that mention my videos or mention my channel and recommend me. So thank you for that as well. It means a lot to me. So, okay. I'll go see if I can cobble these together and get them uploaded. And then I will check back with you guys soon. Bye.